Hey everyone, it's Lori from Scraps by Sissy. Welcome to a Thursday. I hope you all are doing well and your week is going good. It's yesterday and the day before had cooled off a little bit, but we're getting ready to heat up once again. I don't know about you, but I am very ready for fall. Cooler temper Cooler temperatures would be really nice about now, but we're going to be looking at 105 to 110 plus starting on Saturday. Yuck. That's a good time to stay in the studio and craft. Okay, so I'm trying to find my live video on my laptop, and I'll give time for everybody to log in. If you're here, be sure to say hello so that I know that you're here. If I don't say anything, please don't take it personally. I get squirreled very easily and lose track of what I'm doing. So, okay, still trying to find my video here. Let's see. Maybe this will work better. Oh, here we go. There I am. All right, so today I had mentioned when I put out my we're going to go live pretty soon, that we're going to be playing with the new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but we're also going to be casing a project out of the new August to December 2020 mini catalog. We're actually going to be casing this card right here. Isn't that pretty? As we're going to do some embossing and some die cutting. We're going to use this stamp set also. This is the For Unto Us stamp set, and this is the Evergreen Forest 3D embossing folder. Now, for those that aren't aware, I am a blogger for the Casing Tuesday Facebook group, and what that is each week we case a certain card out of one of our catalogs. So casing comes naturally to me. It's one of my favorite things to do. Take something, and I mean, come on, look at how many beautiful samples there are in the catalog to help you create. So it's a great jumping off point, whether you're brand new to the craft, if your mojo is in a funk, you just want something to do and don't want to think about it. So I chose this card, and we'll go ahead and get started. I'll give you a look at the machine. We'll talk about that for a second. This is so pretty. It's like new jewelry for the craft room. Lift it on its side so you can see that pretty little embossed metal die in I think it's on both sides. It is. So this is a full-sized Big Daddy. It opens up just like this to die cut with. But what I like the best, or the most I should say, is that it folds up and you can just stick it up on your shelf and tuck it away. Isn't that great? The other thing I like about the machine, I'm not sure if it's because this is brand new technology with all the gears and everything, because when you do run your plates through it, there's a smoother roll to not only the handle but the gears inside. There's more even pressure along these plates under here when your plates go through. And I don't know if that's because my Big Shot has a lot of hours on it, or this is brand new. I don't know what the case is. I just know I love this. And we will be having the mini one come out pretty soon. This will actually go live for customers starting September 1st. It's $120, but you're going to get everything you need when you open the box and just start playing with it. Now, if you're not a demonstrator, you can put this on a starter kit order and order it now. You'd be able to order this and maybe a pack of rhinestones, but then you'd only be paying $99 plus tax and free shipping. And then, of course, you'd be a part of the Sissy's Dazzling Divas team. When I get done with the post today, there'll be links in my blog post to take you to that so that you can see what it all is involved in becoming a demonstrator. Don't worry, you don't have to sell, you don't have to hold classes, you can just be a happy shopper with your newfound discount, which you'd be getting right out of the chutes getting this. So when you open your box, this handle is not attached yet. There's one of those little Allen wrenches, and you're just going to insert this into the little hole here and tighten it, and then there's a little rubber cap to go over that. And then the other things you'll get when you open the box, you'll have this set of quick instructions, and it basically tells you what's in there, how to attach your handle, and that you can use other dies and embossing folders, but they don't really want you using other plates and that kind of thing for it. The other thing that I like is everything is numbered. Here's your base plate with your number 1. Here's your die cutting mat. It's number 2. Then you have your set of plates that are marked with number 3. Both of them are number 3. And then here is your adapter for using the 3D embossing folders, and it shows number 4. So everything's in there, all ready to get started. So why don't we get started? I'll show you the card that I created to case, and this is using some of that new green. It's a pack that comes red and green foil. I chose a piece of the green foil, and then it's a thick Whisper White card base. I'll get you the measurements. The card base is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. You're going to want to cut 2 pieces of Whisper White, both at 4 inches by 5 1/4. I've embossed this with the Evergreen Forest 3D embossing folder. And then your piece of green foil is cut at 1.5 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and it's also embossed. And there's the inside. Now you could definitely stamp on just the inside back of the card, but how many times have you done that and dropped your stamp or your image wasn't clear? So not only do I use this as a safety measure for that, but I think it just gives it a better finished look to the card. So let's get started. We're going to be embossing first. So let's go ahead and get this open, just like so. I have everything cut. I even checked to make sure I had all my layers today, so that's good. So since we're going to be embossing with that embossing folder, we're going to use just the plate and the adapter plate and our folder. Excuse me. So when you get this embossing folder at home, you can see that normally our embossing patterns go vertically. This one's horizontally. So you're going to take your piece of Whisper White, and I'm just going to lay it. I'm going to use this line as my guide, and I'm going to bring it up to the top so that the edge of my cardstock is right at the edge of the line. And I'll tell you why I'm going to do that in a minute, because that way when you go to emboss the green foil piece, you'll know right where to lay it. Am I doing this right? No, I was about to do this backwards, or sideways rather. So let's do this way. That was almost a mistake. All right. Again, I'm going to layer the Whisper White right next to that black line. Shoo! We avoided a catastrophe. Well, not really a catastrophe. I could have fixed it. All right. So now watch how smooth this rolls. Isn't that great? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then we'll open this up. And there's that embossed layer. Isn't that pretty? You could use either side, but I liked the side that has the embossing up. Oh, I have a gem on my hand. Okay, let's go ahead and stamp the sentiment for the front now so that we'll die cut it and we can put the machine away. We're going to be using Shaded Spruce ink, and the sentiment we're using says Merry Christmas, and we're going to use one of the dies from the Stitch So Sweetly die set. And I'm going to stamp first and then die cut. Let's move this up just a little bit. And then I'll stamp right there. Okay. Now, let's close this up so we don't get ink on our pretty new machine. Bring this back in. We'll put the base plate down, the thin die adapter, one of our plates. Now there is going to be a magnetic plate available, but it's not available at the moment. So we're just going to set this right there. And we'll get our top plate out. Set it down very carefully so that we don't move the die. And slide it through. See how easy that runs through? Oh, it sure makes it much easier on the old shoulder, doesn't it? Especially when you're prepping for classes. Let's pop this guy up here. There we go. Now we'll put our machine away, fold up the sides, and we'll set it down and put our plates away. Set him aside. Set our folders aside. Oh, you know what we didn't do? I did not emboss my green foil piece. Glad I thought about that. Okay. Easy fix. So we'll bring this out. Lay that down. Now, remember I lined everything up with that line. That's a guide line, and I'm just going to also guide or lay my foil next. I'm going to use the top of that line as my guide, and lay this down, oops, like so, and then run that through. Okay, there we go. Oops. Hope that's not too shiny in your eyes. Isn't that pretty? All right, now we can put the machine away. And then I'll bring this out. Here's a look at the stamp set for Unto Us. It has quite a few different fonts on it. I love this one. Isn't that pretty? I chose this one since my card is smaller and it won't hide as much of the dyed gold green foil as this one would have in the sample. Move all this out of the way. And then fold our card in half. And we'll glue this. Oh, I got everything but my adhesive. I guess it would help to have adhesive. Hang tight, I'll be right back. Did you really think I'd make it through without forgetting something? I didn't. So I'm just going to add some adhesive to the top of this foil piece here. And then again down here at the bottom. And then I'm going to line this up just like that. I'm following the pattern in the embossing folder. Okay, now we'll add some adhesive to this piece and add it to the front. I think I have this more to the left than my sample card. Okay, now we'll add him to the front with some dimensionals. And we're going to use some of the holiday rhinestones. I was very happy those carried over. I'm going to set this right in the front here. And I chose the cherry cobbler ones just to bring in the traditional red and green colors for my card. We'll do 3 of them. I think the sample had 3 gold ones. They used the gold faceted gems. There, okay, so there's the front. Now for the inside, we're going to stamp the sentiment also in the shaded spruce. I just inked my ink pad yesterday, so it's nice and juicy. Alright, so line up our layer on the grid paper so I know it's straight. And then straight down and straight up. Isn't that a pretty font? Now we're going to do some masking. Did I bring tape over here? Of course not. Hang tight. I only thought I was ready today. I had all this extra time on my hands. So what we're going to do is we're going to mask the words and leave just that piece of, it's a sprig of probably pine. That's the only thing I want to stamp. So you're just going to use some masking tape, not masking tape, and it's not Scotch tape either, it's store brand Scotch tape. You're just going to tuck this in where you see any of the words. And then you're going to ink just that little corner. There. Now, I'm going to stamp this off because I don't want this to be real dark underneath the words, especially since it's juicy. And then it's going to come underneath, just like so. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I had green on my finger. Let's see, how can we hide that? We're going to put down, we'll bring in the green jewel down here. And then we'll bring in a couple of red ones. Make it look like that's what we wanted to do. There, how's that? Make them straight anyway. Cool. Hid my ink. So now we'll just glue this down. And just like that, we're done. Including hiding an ink smudge. Woohoo! It's not about mistakes, it's about how you can embellish them, right? So that's it for today. We're only making the one card and I showed you the new machine. If you would like to purchase any of these items with the exception of the machine right now, you can go to scrapsbysissy.com. I'll be done with my blog post shortly. I'll have all the links to my online store. And if you use that host code and your order is $40 or more, I'm going to send you a brand new embellishment out of the new mini catalog. I thank you for spending some time with me this morning. It's very appreciated, and I hope you have a great Thursday. Bye.